Being in the calm state in some situation can really help us. That situation that we found ourselves in quote is people are still not relaxed. Or I don't know if you felt that people are still not relaxed, especially people that are in financial situations. And when you were talking, I have a question that popped up in my mind. Can a financial issue actually cause divorce?
Financial issue.
Yes. Yes, I think a lot of things can cause divorce, and financial issue is surely one of them that can cause a divorce. And I think where the most I think the most possible situation where a financial issue can cause a divorce is when there is no agreement in the financial goals or in financial ideas.
Yeah.
Or some, I think those financial ideas and financial goals. When there is no agreement between the man and his wife about some certain financial vision, I think that vision is the right word to use there. And you see a lot of things can go wrong what I also see there is communication and making each other understand the needs of some certain vision.
Yeah.
What I noticed back in my own home with my wife is we are used to me setting some financial vision for the family.
Yeah.
And of course, it always leads to some discussions because she might have some certain ideas that I don't have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way it's solved is we communicate about it.
Yeah.
And we say, okay, you are having this certain financial vision, but let's see how we can work things out together. So what I notice is not being stubborn or focused on your own goals, on your own financial vision, but also try to compensate, to give and to take. I think is very, very important.
Yeah.
And marriages go wrong when you are not willing to give. You only want to take. It's all about your car that you want. Maybe you have a family of 5 children, but you want a sport car that only fits 2 people. I think that is one of those things that can bring a marriage to an end.
Yeah. Pastor said, you would like to add anything?
Oh, just to say that indeed, finances. This shows that finances are very, very important. It is a very vital tool for marriages to look at, talk about it. What I see most of the time is that if the marriage, before they get married, if they have before the marriage, and then also maybe somebody helping them, they get an assistant, somebody help them to, or counsel them to, okay, this is our agreement. There are issues like some keep account together, couples that is okay, we have just one account, all of us, we have just
Joint
one account. If you get your money, put it in, we get your money, put it in, or some decide, hey, everybody have their separate account and then one joint account, do whatever you want to do with your money. So it depends on every couple, but indeed it is can be an issue and even bring divorce.
Yeah, because this time of COVID, for instance, let us imagine a father that just went to work in the morning and come back home afternoon and lose his job. You can't provide for your home anymore the way even if you have unemployment benefit. Unemployment benefits is never equal to what you usually earn. And it can bring a lot of frustration. So as a father that have that kind of news and come back home, how do you think how can such a man deal with that kind of situation? Do you have any advice or any idea how this can really be dealt with? Because there are some men is like, yeah, I'm the man, you are the woman, you don't have to tell me anything about finance, let me figure it out. But God actually put the woman by the man to be a helper. Even when she doesn't have that equal money to bring, she can also bring an idea. To get that help from the woman and like to figure it out on their own. So what can you tell that kind of man?
Okay, this is really interesting question you're asking, and especially I am the one starting with the answers. With regards to, I can put myself in there. For some time, I think it's been a while. I was working so hard, trying to save, trying to save. But I realized that every time other expenses, unforeseen expenses, they come from somewhere that you pay. So I think this one, the Holy Ghost was, I think last year around November, it was very clear, and the pressure was that God was telling me, do whatever it will take to save. And I remember I was talking to God. I said, I've tried, I'm trying to save, but it's tough. I do, and then you don't know where it comes from. So I remember vividly that the Spirit of God was telling me, okay, this time, instead of saving it in savings account, push it to the woman. Yeah. Let her save it. So, because all this while it's been like, okay, I'm the one managing, the finance. But I was somehow convinced, because it was a good conversation. That was around November. And I was asking God, why the pressure? Yeah. Didn't know that COVID was coming. So I before the, I'm having this edge God is directing me to. Now I'm not going to save it. You save it. So every month I try. Even if it's little, I push it to her. Yeah. And I thank God that what went to her, if it was by my side, I don't know, some bills come and you pay, you never finish. But the ones that I pushed to her, they are there. It stayed there. Then it also brought to light the understanding of the woman and the place of the woman. As far as being a helper, it's also a place of incubation. The woman will keep what you give to her and being multiplied. And it's so amazing. I started sharing with my wife about some belasting bills you have to pay. Yeah. One time I came, she had picked my belasting papers, she's anointed them and prayed over them. Hallelujah. And then belasting will call me and say, we cancel that debt. So share. I'm talking about tax. I'm using belasting people. Some people tax, have the taxes. And so share with your wife. Let your wife know the situation, that the income that is coming is not this amount that we used to receive. Yeah. So we have to cut off. Explain even to the children. I do that to the children. Yeah. We've cut off this. This, you can't have this. If you were having this twice a week, now you can have it once a week. Yes. Explain all these things. But one thing that I find also very important is that, like, as you also have to be able to desires. Check your desires, because in times like this, don't let certain crazy desires take you to some place and spend so much. If you were buying a lot of pizza every week, now this is the time to cut the pizza. Don't eat too much. This is the time to fast, So this is the time to fast, not to spend so much. Look at what is important. And to finally add to this point, consider other means of income. Yeah. That one source, limited. So consider other means. What can I do, or other thing can I do that I can earn? And then you come back to your financial freedom.
Brother Kenny, we are talking about, Pastor Seth is talking about a woman that can understand. But what if you have a wife that doesn't understand anything and she just wants to keep on living her life? Even though you are short of cash.
Yeah, I think that's when we get back to the former question you asked. That's the divorce.
No.
So you are not going for compromise?
I think I'll go to God and say, the woman you gave me.
It's not the right one.
So you are becoming like Adam to complain.
No, the question you ask, I think, is very real. Differences of priorities. Yes. And what I think I have also experienced it before with my wife. We just have some struggle, and we have arguments in financial differences. And what helped us is we made an overview. Yeah. I made an overview of what our cost is in a month and what we earn in a month. So I was able to use that to convince her, like, this is what you want. Yes. But when you see what we receive and our cost every month, we can't afford it.
Indeed.
When you see you want this and you want that, you think this is very important, maybe we can afford that one, but the other goal, let's shift it to the next time.
Yes.
We can't afford them all in the same month.
Yeah.
So when she was able to see, really, this is what it is.
Yeah.
When we don't have it, we can't spend it. And it helped to convince, also to get more understanding of what the real situation is. But when you just look at your salary every month, it's 5,000 euros or it's 2,000 euros. You only think of the 2,000 euros. You don't think of the mortgage that's getting off. You don't think of the health insurance that's getting off, or the shopping that's going, or the shoes, or the seasonal expenses. So I think that helps to get more agreement and to help each other.
Yeah, Brother Kenny, since you are at it, how to take financial decision at this time?
Yeah. To take financial decision at this time, I think it starts with having understanding. And before this meeting, I was talking to Pastor Seth, and he asked me a question, and I think he finally gave the answer. Having the understanding is having a conversation.
Yes.
Getting information. It's very, very important in this time. What do you invest in? Or if you have the money to invest. Like Pastor Seth was saying, get other means of making some extra cash.
Yeah.
For example, I think my wife gave some example in the former Honest and Raw about her in the COVID-19 period, sitting home and deciding to cook and start selling.
Yeah.
It's having understanding of what can you do. I think when you have that understanding of the information that you need, it will help you to make the right investments, or even to decide not to invest at this moment and let's wait.
Yeah.
I think that's a very, very good one.
Okay, Pastor Seth.
Yeah, if to connect to what he just said about waiting, in this period especially, to take a financial decision, it's very strategic for you to wait and explore other options.
Indeed.
Don't be in a hurry. Explore other options. One of the things that you can also do is to also learn to negotiate. If you have the opportunity to negotiate. Recently, I was discussing with my wife. We wanted to buy something, and I called the person, and then the person is giving me some prices, and then I was using my negotiation skills. So I was saying other things that were not really like in agreement with the man.
Yeah.
And my wife was saying, but this man is the same price that he will bring. If the man is watching, we'll be wondering what. So in negotiation, what happens is, at least if whatever you are paying for is, let's say, let me use an amount, is let's say 100 euros and above, or 200 euros and above. Be quick to at least look for other bits, look for other people that can do the same job, maybe at least 4 or 5.
Yes.
That maybe you never know. You might get somebody that will charge you less than that. So negotiation is very important in these times when you're taking that financial. And then also learn to wait. Other part can also be that you can also seek for a financial assistance, somebody that can help you take that decision. You can make just explore the minds of people around you. You can also say, okay, I want to buy this. What do you think? You can go to your pastor. I mean, your pastor can help you also.
Indeed.
When I say your pastor, what I also mean is that the Holy Spirit is there. Talk to God. Talk to God about the decisions before you make them.
Okay. Actually, I'm seeing some people currently that this COVID time, first of all, they are telling us that the house market has not been shaken. Things are still stable. Everything is okay. But at the same time, you are seeing a lot of houses in the market. And people are now taking that major decision. You are the experts. I'm just now asking you, is it the time for them to take that decision right now? What will you advise them?
You mean to spend?
Or if it's the time to spend or rather to wait.
Okay.
Or to any one way or the other.
Okay, I mean, with regards to investing or buying, anything at all that you are interested in to buy or to invest, make sure you have enough information. So make sure you have enough, develop the interest in about it. It's not that because everybody is buying it, so you also want to buy it, but make sure you have enough information about what you are paying for, and at least investigate the cost of that thing you are paying for. Because sometimes the price of the item has about, let's say, 20% more than the cost of that item. You can find out before you don't be pushed or be influenced by, because so many people are buying it. That can help you. And sometimes also is both. You can save and you can also spend, especially in these times. Some time ago, I tried to use some Jewish principles, and I realized that it's something they picked up from the Bible, as far as when it comes to saving or spending. At least they put their money to. One of them, of course, is their normal spending, that the bills and all those things that they spend. Another is also their tithes. They don't joke with their tithes. You pay your tithes. Another is also just offering or giving to the needy or anybody. Another is also for them to save. Save it. Save some. Don't spend all of them. Save some. And then finally, number 5 is to invest some. So example, if you have 10 euros, let's somebody give you 10 euros, 1 euro is your tithe, 10%, right? It's your tithe. And then let's say your expenses, it's like everything is coming down to your bills and everything is coming down to 4 euros. So 5 euro is gone. It's left with 5 euro. The 5 euro that is left, you spend 1 euro, let's say, in savings. Then you're left with 4 euros. 4 euros, you give 1 euro also to the needy. You're left with 3 euros. And then the 3 euros, it can also just be for investment, or either way. I'm just giving an example. But make sure what you invest is more than what you save. And don't spend also more than necessary. Don't know what matters most.
Brother Kenny, it's always come to your table when it's to them, then it comes to incasso. So on incasso perspective, on debt collection perspective, would you really advise people right now to take major steps?
What do you mean major steps?
Because, for instance, buying a house, because it's a pattern I'm seeing. For me, buying a house is not actually an asset, it's a liability. Because when you acquire a house, actually you are spending money in it because it's not giving you anything in return. You are rather spending in it. So it's something that people don't understand. If buying a house, they think that, okay, the house is mine, is acquired. But no, actually it's not acquired. It's from the bank, and if anything happens, the bank can take it away at any time if it's not paid off. But currently, there are people, it's in people's mind that, yes, it's cheaper. Oh, it's in COVID time, it's crisis. So let us spend in the time of crisis. Even when you are financially safe, you can also take bad decisions. You can also make a mistake. So on castle perspective, because even when those people are in debt, they cannot pay for the house office, and then you are going to send their father, and they are going to break the door and take things out, and so on and so on. So being able to get the mortgage, be able to purchase the house is beautiful, is nice, but it's how to sustain later. That is what comes.
I think that's a very good question. What Pastor said is getting a future view of your investments, of what you want to invest in. So not only having information of what currently is going on, but try to create a view of the future. How would it look like? The house market. A lot of experts are talking about how it's going to happen. So get some knowledge on that as well. it might be very cheap now or very expensive. In the future, it might be way more expensive, and then you make your profit. Or it might be cheaper, and then you lose. So get information of the future when you have to invest. Coming back to having debts, and also at the same time we need to invest. It's very difficult to say you want to invest when you have debts.
Yes.
When you look at incasso part of it, most of those people that have incasso, when you have the wrong incasso, for example, a loan that you can't pay back, or you're having issue with paying back a loan, and you are registered with Baker Air. Baker Air is a institute whereby banks or other financial
do the credit check.
They can register you there, and when you are registered, I think for the coming 5 years, you are not credit worthy, and then you are registered. They can't get a loan or even buy a house. So it's very important to know the kind of incasso you have. Is it incasso because you had a loan from the bank, or is it incasso because you didn't pay the belastings, for example? So having that knowledge, I think in incasso in general, it's very important to at least pay attention. You have to be very, very alert of what is going on. Have an overview, once again, an overview of what your incasso debt is. When you're having a 50,000 incasso debt and you want to buy a house, you have the money to buy a house of 300,000 euro, why don't you at least pay maybe the half of that 50,000 euros and save a little bit longer and buy that house? So have an overview of your incasso. What kind of incasso do you have? What can you afford? What can you pay before going to that investment?
And my next question is coming to you is, when someone is already in debt, deep in it, how can you maneuver with incasso?
Yes, that's a very, very important question. What a lot of people do when they are deeply in debt is when the letter comes from incasso,
they throw it away.
They don't open it.
Please open your incasso letters.
It starts from there.
Yeah.
They don't open it because it's when it falls. Sometimes it's the blue envelope for the tax.
When you see the blue envelope, then it's no-go zone.
Or you just see the name of the incasso company. You think, oh, this trouble again. Let me just, I'm in peace. Let me keep my peace now. It will come later on. And then it starts getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
So open those letters. Help you to create an overview of what you are owning, of the debts you have. And some people, when they are really in a deep mess, you can't pay because your monthly bills are going on. You can't pay all those bills at the same time. So there are other, the Dutch government have put some instances in place that can help you. For example, the gemeente, where you
the
are,
city hall,
the city hall can help you to create an overview of your debts, to help you to contact those incasso companies and tell them, okay, this is the situation of this person. He or she can't pay you now, but we can gather some from his salary every month. And at the end of, for example, 3 years, we will pay you the part that he can pay. So that's very important, to get help. Get help. Get help. Don't keep it to yourself. Talk to people about it. And when that help is there, and still, for example, there are some situations that the incasso companies don't agree with the city halls, and then you can go to the court.
Yeah.
In Holland, there is something they call WSNP. The court can say, okay, this person really can't pay back at this time.
So they write off.
So we are in same thing with the 3 years. We're going to save some certain money for all the debtors, for all the incasso company. And after that 3 years, what is saved, we will pay you some certain percentage.
Oh, okay.
So after that 3 years, all your debts will be clear. But once again, you can only have this information when first you get help and you open those letters to have an overview of what you are owning and what you can afford. If you really can afford it, there are places that people that can help you to solve this problem. think Pastor said.
Yeah.
Pastor said yes.
No, because that's where I also come in.
Yeah.
It's interesting to look at it in that sense, because you realize that when the people are the people that owes and they are in debt, they are taken to the court or whatever, or the gemeente.
Yeah.
Then what happens is that you realize they look for people like us.
Yes.
And then we come in to help the people in debt. We have to make arrangements with all the money or collectors, debt collectors, go into good agreement with them, and then monthly, or we make a good arrangement, and then we pay. You realize that those that are in debt, their lifestyle changes. When we come in, we have to arrange every week. They get a certain amount of money they spend. So it's like your expenses, your things, your finances is controlled now. And then gradually, you pay off all the debts.
Okay. But, when you are just talking, it's very easy actually to tell people that, yes, you have to open up, you have to talk, because you know that in our community, it's a taboo to say even to your wife that you are in debt. Even when you are going to say something, some get angry and say like, yes, I'm in debt, and what, and what? So to be able to open up is actually the main key, because if you don't open up, you will not even be able to go and seek for help outside. So for those people that are really deep in and they are having difficulties to open up, Brother Kenny, what can you advise them? What can you tell them? Okay, they need to open the letter. They need to read it. They need to seek help. But they also need to get boldness to be able to talk about it.
Yeah. I think one of the things that will help you to get some boldness is call them. Call those incasso companies. That's what they want. I worked there once, and I was on the phone with a headset and talking to people who need help. Yeah. When you go through those training for incasso agent, is what they do is people that is willing, that calls you and is willing to, is a person that is willing to cooperate. So you take that person very, 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 very serious. So when you call them and you explain to them what your situation is, and your intention is that you are willing to cooperate, you see most of those incasso companies, they will cooperate with you. They will have understanding of your situation, and they are willing to make an arrangement with you based on what your income or what your debt is. So you can send them an overview, and then, so they are willing. They are not always the evil part of the, or they are not always on the evil part of the situation.
They're also human beings, and they also have feelings.
They have feelings as well, and they want to collect their money. So when you tell them, yeah, I'm willing to pay 10 euros, for example, don't depends on the amount. They prefer collecting that their 10 euros
than nothing
every month, than when you go to the courts and then only get 5 euros.
Yeah.
So they are always willing to cooperate.
Yeah, I'm also going to talk about the challenge about that job, because most of people in debt are seeing debt collectors as evil. Yeah. Some are even cursing you on the phone. Yeah. So can you just tell us briefly the challenges that are in that job, so that they can also understand that also you sitting there calling them to pay the debt, you are also in pain, because you are also having your frustration.
Yeah, I think when a good example is when I was on the phone and someone called and he was speaking English, an African person, so I was trying to help him, but I was telling him it was not the money. I was like, okay, what can you pay? And then he started speaking in an African language, and that African language is exactly the language that I speak as well. So he was insulting me in the African language and saying all kind of things. And then I reacted like, also in the same language, like, come on, I'm willing to help you. Why are you insulting me? Oh, then he was so sorry. And he started laughing. He said, my brother, I never knew. I'm so sorry. And then we had a conversation and we made an arrangement, and he paid off his debt. So it is... I understand people are frustrated because we are the person that wants to collect the money, and some people don't have the money but still will want to. but we can only have understanding of the situation if we are in communication with each other.
Yeah.
So we are willing. Where I was working, we were willing. But are you willing to call?
Cooperate.
Are you willing to write? Are you willing to communicate with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because those who are not willing, those are the people that we fire.
Okay. So, unfortunately, it was so amazing, but we are running out of time. We have to wrap it up. Okay, Pastor said, let me start from you. What is your last word for everybody?
My last point is that, especially in this COVID time, be creative. Be creative. And also, that is making you lose so much money. Just walk away from there, because you're supposed to keep money. The scripture I used from the beginning, the master came back and he was not very happy with the guy that put his money in the ground. So God himself will not be happy if you lose so much money.
Indeed.
All right.
Brother Kenny, what is your last point that you want to tell our viewers?
Know your situation. Know what you can afford. Know what you are spending. And have an overview of what you earn every month and what you spend every month. It will really help you to take the next step to save. It will really help you to invest, or it will help you to wait and invest later.
Amen. Nice. So our viewers, we are heading to the end of our topic about money today. Thank you for watching us. I really believe that we were able to answer your question and help in any situation. Please, in case you are in debt, open up, seek for help, and open those incasso envelopes. Don't throw them away. And see you again in 2 weeks for a big surprise. We are still talking about money, but this is going to be a Bible-based and very well cooked from a great man of God. Prepared, and see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.